Hi everyone, coming here today to talk about real stories, real cases that come from family constellation sessions. And today's topic is about businesses not being successful, not thriving, partnerships that did not end well, and how we can solve this. So if you like similar stories or are interested in it, subscribe to this channel and share with someone so we can spread the solution together. So my client was complaining about her businesses. No matter how hard she was working on them, how much effort she puts on them, they were not thriving. She finished some businesses in the past in a not good way, not ending the partnerships well, and she wants to understand what's happening and how she can have a business and a partnership that she can be successful. The first thing was the first great step was to recognize the repetitive pattern that was happening in her life with her own businesses, her mom business, and she discovered that her grandfather had also businesses with similar situations. It's important to say here that no matter how many efforts she was doing, how much work she was doing honestly, that was not helping at all. The repetitive pattern and understanding that, we went right away to her grandfather's case, and she mentioned he had at least three main businesses, and one of them was related to gambling. We all know that gambling is a win and lose game, right? Lots of people earn lots of money, lots of people lose lots of money. So you can either earn and lose. It might be also connect with lots of debts, because when we lose lots of money, you can like being involved in debts as well. And one thing that it's important to explain here, that you might not know, like debts from previous generations can have an impact on future generations in our family. But let's understand a little bit more this case, coming back to her grandfather. So when we put her grandfather in the family session, the family constellation session, we also put the businesses he owned, the gambling and the two other business, the three main ones he owned at that time. I also included money here, and I also included other people involved in those businesses. Those people could be either suppliers, vendors, or even partners. She didn't know all the details of the cases, so but we included them here. Right away, we saw in those cases that the businesses were close to those other people, the money as well. So either her grandfather had unfair deals, or he didn't pay enough money to those suppliers, vendors, or his partners. So when we identified that there was debt there. And when that's not solved, most of the time, future generations, no matter how hard they work, no matter how much effort they put into it, they might be they might have that feeling that they are paying a debt that they even don't know where it's coming from. I heard other cases where people sometimes feel ashamed for not charging for their own products or services, um, because there might be a debt or someone who stole something in the previous generations, and that could be impacting them in this life. It's not like, coming back to the session here, she was her case was more related to a debt. Her grandfather owned money to someone else in all those cases, in all those businesses, and most of the time the partnerships did not ended well, or did not end well, or he either didn't pay the debts as well, close the business, or whoever or whatever happened in the past. But what that means is that was affecting her mother in her business and herself, in her in all the businesses she had, and might be impacting the future business she wants to have if she doesn't break free from this cycle. The first good step was to identify the repetitive pattern. The second one, we identified there was a debt, and then we recognized those people though who had the right to have that money. Her grandfather didn't pay them into that situation. And now the third great big step for her is to learn from all those mistakes that she had in the past and do it differently for the next partnership. She was doing similar situations. Kind of, she was honoring her grandfather in similar situations. And when we don't have consciousness about what's happening in our family's dynamics, we honor them doing the same mistakes. So in this case, it's for her to understand what happened, leave that situation with her grandfather, learn from the past mistakes that she already committed, and do it differently for the next one. Because a pattern, it's kind of a habit when you are used to do it the same way all the time. So when you identify it, you need to change the habit. You need to do it differently. Even though in the beginning might sound weird, might sound strange to do it differently, but it's how we start breaking this cycle, these unhealthy cycles. If you're interested in similar cases like this, if you want to live this experience live, you can either book an individual session with me or also come to any of our workshops. I have monthly workshops in person and online. You can participate and live this experience for yourself. Thank you.